What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. You guys are probably wondering, what is this channel about? This channel is about you. I want to show you how you all look like beautiful stars tonight, or in life in general. A little bit about me really quick, and not too much because who really gives a shit? You want to know what I can do for you. I am the Genius CEO. My real name is Robert Oliver. I go by the Genius CEO because I built the Genius brand. It was the gem in my portfolio of multi-million-dollar supplement companies that I built on Amazon and then ultimately exited to private equity. I spent most of my year in Puerto Rico, and then we bounced around the world a little bit as well. So you're at one of my homes here. We're out on a brisk winter walk, and I want to talk to you guys about life. Been on this planet now for 30 years. 30 years of ups and downs and lefts and rights and lots of successes, lots of heartbreak. It's so much. And so this channel for me is an artistic outlet, and the measurable there will be how many people I reach, how many people I inspire, how many people I give tactical advice to, okay? And so we have everything from, obviously, like Amazon is my bread and butter, right? Like I'm probably the best in the world at building brands on there. I'm not the best at building brands. I'm not the best at Amazon specifically, but when you bring those two things together, I am probably the best at that. I was one of the first people in the world to say, hey, I can build like a real e-com brand on here and take it beyond there. So like Genius, we built on Amazon from 0 to about 35 mil a year. And then we went to Vitamin Shop, we went to CVS. So that was really the springboard for that growth. Back to my channel. We'll cover all things Amazon, e-com. I really think, you know, that transitions to the next thing. Like, I believe I have a good view of this information economy transition. What do I mean by that? Well, Amazon is a great example. I've never stepped foot in an office for the businesses I own, okay? And I've owned many different businesses that are largely internet native, and I like to help people move into this new world of Wi-Fi wealth, is what I like to call it. And that's not make money online, right? Because income to me has never been, it's obviously never been a problem, but it's really never been a factor in getting where I want to go in life, right? I'm much more interested in wealth. And I think this generation and the younger generation, we have this tremendous opportunity to create Wi-Fi wealth, which you've heard it a lot, but you're not restricted to one place, right? And so, you know, you'll hear me talk about how I structure my investments and my life around that. Like, you know, Airbnb is attractive to me because I can go places I like, and it's, you know, good wealth creation, good asset ownership, you know, and so stuff like that. You'll see some of that. You'll see more of my tactical, like, you know, I throw boxing clips in here all the time. And that's not to like show how good of a fighter I am, because I'm not at all. But like, you know, I'm into, I hate the word biohacking, because biohacking makes you think like life's easy, right? And life's not easy. Life's not easy. Life is hard. How I approach my mind, body, and even spirit, you know, like all of that stuff, to me, it makes an impactful difference. And so again, these are the things I want to show you. It's like, okay, I'm into MMA and boxing because of the neurological connection that transfers over to entrepreneurship. You know, I'm very into, I want to help you guys understand how the world works from my perspective. I feel like I spend a lot of time on this subject, and it translates well into wealth creation again, right? Like just funny things like, you know, why is SFB, you know, chilling at home right now, and Edward Snowden stuck in Russia? But this won't be a political channel at any point, I can tell you that. But I'm indifferent to all of it, and just trying to understand how we can absorb it as individuals and apply it to our own life, right? And so you're gonna see a lot of that move through in a way that hopefully it inspires you. Hopefully it gets you to take action. Hopefully it takes you to a place where you can level up in all facets of life, you know, because I really am of that camp. I've had multiple relations near, you know, death type of thing. And if nothing else, I'm a firm believer that, oh man, we really do only have one, right? And there's this false belief that like we always have more time. We can always do it another time. And then you wake up one day and it's not there anymore. And You'll hear me talk about that a little bit, right? I'm not into too much of the foo-foo motivation, rah-rah. But again, just trying to get you to view this world through the lens of creation, and what are you gonna leave, and what kind of impact are you gonna have, and what kind of mark are you gonna make? Because I really do think we can all make a dent. I think that's the point of this, is to make a dent in the whole thing, in the whole universe. You know, that's something that the late Steve Jobs was really big on.
Those people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that actually do.
And so, again, I don't even want to get into this word.
The Matrix. The Matrix is
The Matrix.
The Matrix, because that's just too played out. But I do think we exist in a society, especially in Western culture, where, you know, it's made to go so fast and so soul draining at the same time, right? And so we have all this stuff around us, reverberating, distracting us, eliminating what is, and none of us are able to ever stop and set this clear intent, this intent that says, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to accomplish that, because we're too caught up in the cheap dopamine. And so, again, I know this is long-winded, but I'm just pulling together my vision of the world, my vision of what can be, right? Like I believe we're meant to accelerate. I truly believe we are capable of like so much when we're existing in this flow-like reality. And I am so interested in everyone finding that, because I think that's peak life existence, right? Peak life existence is not Netflix. Peak life existence is not, you know, McDonald's. Peak life existence is not working that 9 to 5 and then going out on the bars on the weekend. Like all these things that have become so ingrained in society, they're ruining everything, and they're enriching a few. And I want you to see the view of the few and then choose to do with it what you want, okay? My prayer for all of this is that this awakening, because there is one, and it's a spiritual one, I want it to refine. I want it to refine with individuals, again, waking up with pure intent and then action. And I think, you know, I spent a long time angry about a lot of things, right? Like I don't think the system is set up in a way that's, again, I don't want to ramble too much, but I used to be angry about a lot of things until I woke up one day and I said, you know, I got 2 daughters and I'm tired of anything hanging over my head. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to cry. I'm just going to do. I'm going to exist as the change that I would like to reverberate all throughout the universe. And so I do that every single day. And I want other people looking at it through that lens. And I want them to let go of the potential fear of embarrassment. Like even me, I've been largely considered a guy who gives very little F's on an ongoing basis, even growing up. Like I have behavior issues. But even for me, there was for the longest time, like I was afraid to get on camera. I was afraid to make content. I was worried about what so-and-so would think. I was worried about what my parents would think. Even at 30 years old as a multimillionaire, no one will care when it's all said and done. The only thing that will matter is the existence that we have and the experience that we have and the contributions that we actually make, the material contributions that we actually make, okay? No one will care, not just like, oh, so-and-so did this or so-and-so did that. It's like people's memory is so fickle, and over the long run, most things just don't matter. No one will care, and so I think it's important to keep that perspective. All I'm saying with all of this, shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Because if you don't shoot your shot, there's no chance it'll ever go in.
He left it all on the floor.
Like, that's some mind-blowing concept, man. And so I've been able to accomplish a lot in my life, guys, but I've seen the other side too. I've seen the side of so much wealth and power that money, in the sense of how everyone tends to think about it, doesn't even matter. Like how net worth so high, you're not even thinking about, you know, money anymore, right? And again, this is like, a lot of this is becoming unraveled in the public light. If you look at things like Elon buying Twitter, you know, that wasn't a financial play. It wasn't a financial play at all. It shows the importance of controlling a narrative. And so, bear with me. Just stay subscribed and stay tapped in.
And I want to show you how you all look like beautiful stars tonight.